In the previous video, we completed the function needed to build our structure. Let's do a little housekeeping before we continue. First, we can now collapse our build structure function to free up room for the rest of our code. You might also have noticed that we won't be needing the onStart block, so we can go ahead and delete it. In order to create our game, there are a few values that will change during play. These include the number of guesses the player has left, the random number the agent chooses, and whether or not the game has ended. For these values, we will need to initialize a few variables. Let's open the variable folder and click on Make a Variable. For our first one, let's name it Guesses Remaining, using camel case. This will hold the value of the number of guesses the player has left. Let's create another variable called Agent Number to store the random number the agent chooses. And last, let's make one called Game Over that will store whether or not the game has ended. Now, let's initialize these variables. From the variable folder, we'll grab the setVariable block and add it to our chat command. Let's duplicate it 2 times for a total of 3. From the dropdown, we'll set the first one to Guesses Remaining, the second one to Agent Number, and the third one to Game Over. We know the player will have a total of 6 guesses to match the tower of 6 iron blocks. So let's set the starting value of guesses remaining to 6. Our agent is going to be choosing a random number from 1 to 100. We can get the pick random value from the math folder and add it to our set agent number block. We just need to change the values to range from 1 to 100. When the game starts, we certainly don't want the game to be over immediately. So the Game Over variable will begin as false, meaning the game is still underway. We can go into the logic folder and get the false condition, adding it to our set Game Over block. Since the game will just be starting, let's give the player some instructions. From the gameplay folder, we'll use the show title block. We can give it the title, Guess a Number, with a subtitle that reads 1 through 100. Now that we have initialized our variables and prompted the player, we need to code the rules to our game. This is going to use a new coding concept, which we will learn in our next video.